There's a huge amount to do in the world to make the world a better place for everybody, and I want our country to get really stuck in seriously and professionally into making the world a better place, and you doing everything at our disposal to do so. And the exciting thing, I think, is that we would be a much happier country if we had a big job like that we were all involved in. We'd have a vision, we'd have a purpose, we'd become a team as a nation. And especially, I think the young people would look around themselves then and say, there's something really, really good going on here. I respect it, and I respect the people I see doing such fantastic things around me, both in the media but also in my own life. And I want to be like that when I grow up. I want to contribute to something that is really doing a good job making the world a better place. I'd like people to be able to live their lives and look back being quietly proud of having contributed to something that's been really good, a really honourable lifetime's endeavour. And being a team is great because we wouldn't be against each other, we wouldn't be in competition with each other anymore. We would have a team effort which could include people of all abilities and which would make sense in the minds of people wherever they come from, and whatever their religion, whatever their ability. And I think it's great and we should do it. And the reason I started the Common Good Party with my friends Nancy and Roy Hughes is to achieve this and to promote this as a political vision in the United Kingdom. We have also 7 key things that we want to see happen. One is we want to see the banks reformed and no longer creating money. We think that money should be created by public authority, namely the Bank of England, and should be allocated by the government rather than by the commercial banks who allocate it according to their own agendas, which is making money for themselves, understandably. Second is we would like to see the NHS back on track according to its original idea of that we look after each other, not because it's a money-making opportunity, but because we care about each other and we're family together. Third, we want the railways running properly at a very much cheaper rate so that people will actually use them happily with a good service both for passengers and for freight. Fourth is we want to abolish university fees and have that funded. The education of our young people, including their higher education and higher technical education, is a really important public good of the country, and we don't want to see people driven into debt by wanting to get a good education. Fifth is regional government for all the parts of the United Kingdom, or particularly all the parts of England, because the others have got it already. Areas the size of the European constituencies. In other words, for the West Midlands, an area which would go up to Stoke-on-Trent, down to Hereford and across to Rugby, including Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Coventry and so on. So a big enough area to plan and develop the economic prosperity of our region. And similar for the northwest and the northeast and all the various areas of England. Rather than the hodgepodge of little local authorities that we've got at the moment, which we would still have, but there would then be an elected, accountable body, forum in which to develop the economic life of each part of the nation. The sixth thing is that the government should be able to do scientific research into how to generate electricity, which we know we're going to have to do a lot of, and it shouldn't be all up to commercial companies to do. And the seventh thing is that we should relate properly to China, which treats its own people abominably in some respects, and we shouldn't just meekly go along with China without questioning what they do. And so I believe we should stand up for human rights in China and have some proper conversations with the Chinese authorities about that. It would be great to have you on board this endeavour. It isn't really a membership organisation, but we would love to have your support and love to have you joining in on the various things which we're doing. There's down the right-hand side of the screen there is a long list of the various domestic and foreign points of interest that we're working on, but also particularly we have these 7 key areas, and the fifth item down on the right, in the column on the right, is enumerates those 7 key areas. The 4th item down is a blog, and I put things on there, including videos, about what I'm up to, and would love to have your support in them. Thanks very much indeed.